everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Chelsea and I am 25 weeks pregnant. Today I am filming my ultimate pregnancy must-have video. These are going to be the items that I personally think that you cannot live without when you are pregnant. Now keep in mind this is baby number 3 for me, and so I've been around the block. This is now my 3rd time, and honestly all my pregnancies have been pretty different, so I feel like I have a pretty good layout of things. I'm also pretty minimalistic when it comes to having extra things laying around, so also keep that in mind. Let's jump in. Okay, first we are going to start in the product and supplement prenatal type category. I don't really know what to call that category, but the first thing that I'm going to mention are your prenatals, and your doctor's going to tell you need to be taking this. Anybody will tell you need to be taking this. Our bodies are creating life, and in doing that, the baby takes from our stores that we have in our systems. And so if we don't supplement, that can end up leaving us depleted and low on really essential things that our body needs to function and to create life. The one that I am currently on, I get through my functional doctor, so this won't be super helpful for you, but I do have a helpful option. I take the Phyto Multi with iron. I talk about all my supplementation in this video here, but I have PCOS, and so it is even more crucial that I take the extra steps to supplement for my body so I don't get depleted. The one, I have a list here, the one that I feel like I've heard a lot about is the Rainbow Light brand, the Daily Duo, and I've heard really good things about that because it's 2 supplements and you get a prenatal that has a really good range of essential nutrients and stuff in it. But then you also get an omega-3 fatty acid. I feel like that's a really good combo for pregnant people, and I really have heard good things about that brand when it comes to nausea and the ability to take it with ease. And I think that's really important, especially for those of us who have some morning sickness. For me, I went through a little phase where I had to take a gummy one. I have yet to find a gummy vitamin that I feel like has a really good span of the vitamins in it, but you know, you do what you gotta do. And when I was extremely nauseous in the beginning, it just was not possible for me to be swallowing pills. I personally also take vitamin K2 with D3, just so my vitamin D doesn't get depleted. And then I also take an omega-3 fish oil. That's just, I also take a lot of other things, but those are the 3 that I feel like are most important if you are worried about getting depleted. This is also my 3rd pregnancy, and I swear each time I've gotten more and more depleted because my kids are close in age and I just feel like my body is sucked dry. So this time around I've been more intentional about supplementing. Okay, moving on. Enough with the pills. If you have morning sickness, everybody is so different with this. But for me, a lot of the over-the-counter type morning sickness remedies just don't do anything for me. It feels like I'm sucking on a gumdrop. It just doesn't really help me. So the things that I found to be helpful were, I only have a couple of these left, so I would show you the bag. But you can find these Marshall's, Home Goods, any of those places, or online. But the ginger candies, I mean, obviously it is sugary, but it is just ginger and sugar. They're called Gin-Gins, I think, if you get the actual brand, but these are the Gems. I don't know why they call them weird things. Another huge thing for me was just essential oils, and again, at your own risk, at your own research. I'm comfortable with this stuff because I've done my research, but if you're not, that's okay. So peppermint really helped with my nausea. I would just dab a little bit under my lip, or under my nose, so then I would be smelling that instead of other smells when my sense of smell was extremely heightened. Same with, I don't know if there's any science to why this one helped me, but I love Purification by Young Living. There's no ginger in it, but it smells like ginger to me. And I would also just kind of put a little bit under my nose, or I would keep this in my purse and just kind of smell it if I was suffering from nausea, or just in that moment, if I felt like I was gonna throw up, I just stuck this under my nose, and it was, I mean, my nausea would go away. Same with lemon, same thing, gives me that really fresh scent rather than what I am smelling. So those are some really quick remedies for if in the moment, if you're struggling. Also, I get really bad headaches. I'm headache prone in general, but then when I'm pregnant, I'm even more headache prone, and just the slightest thing can trigger it. So like if I'm like fighting tears, or if the weather shifts really quickly, I feel like I get a headache, and sometimes they'll last like 3 days and I cannot get rid of them. And so one thing that I found to help me was my peppermint oil, rubbing it on my temples, behind my ears, and on my neck. That really helped. And then also my doctor told me to put an ice pack on the back of my neck, and I felt like that really helped. So those are some tips with headaches. When you are pregnant, you may notice like your hair growth speed is increasing quite a bit. So something that I found to be useful was my face razor. And I mean, this could also be because I have PCOS, like who knows. I feel like I'm not very hair prone in general. Like I know that's a symptom of PCOS, but like for me, I don't really feel like I struggle with like excess hair growth like a lot of people with PCOS do. But when I'm pregnant, I do get like a few hairs grow on my belly, and then like my face hair, I feel like it just grows so fast, and like peach fuzz, not like curly black hair. And then also like I have a lot of moles on my face, and they just start sprouting hairs, and if I don't stay on top of it, then like they will grow really long. So I'm gonna link all of this stuff below, but these are just from Amazon, super affordable, and I get them in packs of 3 and then just kind of throw them away every few months. So I always have sharp ones, but these are great. Speaking of face, I talked about in one of my pregnancy updates that my skin was just extremely dry, and that was like nearing the end of winter, where your skin is just like, it's ticked off because it's been so dry and cold for so long that your skin just kind of acts up. I ended up making my own, and I didn't do this winter, I made this last fall for a baby shower favor, but I had extras, and I'm so thankful that I kept them, because this is, I mean, I called it Miracle Night Cream. I found a recipe on Pinterest that had like shea butter, coconut oil, I think beeswax, a bunch of things in it, essential oils, and vitamin E oil, almond oil, just a bunch of like nourishing oils. So I made all these little night creams for a shower favor. I ended up using it on my face for like at nighttime. I would just like lather on, and I feel like that really helped my dry skin issues. So this is not something that you can buy, but maybe you could find a recipe similar on Pinterest and make it yourself, because I just have these like ingredients sitting around now, and I use them in so many things, including like hand soap, hand sanitizer. Like I make all my own products now, and it's not hard, and it's way cheaper. So that's something to think about. Shea butter is like the #1 like moisturizer for pregnancy. It's so good for your skin. Another skin product that I wanted to mention would be Bendinite Clay. I feel like I get stinky when I'm pregnant. Like I feel like my armpits like detox more, and there's more like hormones coming out of my pores, and so I find that my natural deodorant sometimes doesn't always do the trick. I typically use a crystal deodorant that's like unscented, but there are just times where I feel like my hormones build up and I just need to detox. So yeah, I use a Bendinite Clay, and I mix it with apple cider vinegar and water, and then I use it, like I put it on as like a paste on my armpits, and I just kind of let it sit there like a face mask, and then I wipe it all off, and typically that like helps me for at least a few weeks. I really do that about once a month, but I'm gonna show you footage of like me making the paste and kind of mention some little tips on that. I'm gonna roll that footage here. Product would be the Burt's Bees Mama Bee Belly Butter. It has shea butter and vitamin E. I like this one because it's completely unscented. Some people like the smell of like cocoa butter and like all of the oil, like everything, and I just like, when I am pregnant, I am so sensitive to smells. I'm sensitive to smells in general, but when I'm pregnant, it's so bad. Like I don't know if there's a way that I can emphasize that more. So no smell. I mean, mine's almost gone. I need to buy more, but I got mine at Target. You can get it online, but it is like the thickest, like most amazing cream, and I guess it's technically a butter. I really don't have, I had stretch marks before I had kids in general, but I have not really gotten any new ones since having kids. So I don't know, maybe who knows, but this stuff's really great, even just for dry skin on my like arms and my legs. I don't use it just on my belly, I use it all over. Another thing that I don't have out with me right now, but I will flash a picture, is bio oil. So in my 3rd trimester, I start lathering that on my stomach, my love handles, my butt, my inner thighs, my arms, my like chest area right through here where your boobs have stretched a lot. And I just love that stuff. I actually think it smells good. It's supposed to like help with scarring, and it is amazing. I don't know, I could also maybe credit that because I used that with Ezra's pregnancy and he was a big baby and I didn't get any new stretch marks from him. So that stuff's also amazing and I highly, highly recommend it. The last skin product I'm going to talk about is my chapstick. It's from Luminance Skincare and it's an online shop. My friend actually bought this for me for Christmas, like a 2-pack of them. I have the lemon one and I have the vanilla one, but they're completely natural, no beeswax, vegan and organic, and the only ingredients in it is flower stem wax oils, which are from apricot, almond, avocado, coconut palm, kukul, castor, macadamia, and 100% lemon essential oil. And the vanilla one is very similar and they smell really good. I feel like chapstick sometimes dries my lips out. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but this stuff does not do that. I think it's because it doesn't have beeswax in it. I really liked this and I feel like I always have dry lips, especially when I'm pregnant. Some people get oily when they're pregnant. I get dry. This stuff's amazing. Another thing that I don't have out with me currently is my essential oil diffuser. I love that it adds moisture to the air while I'm sleeping and also gives me that like relaxing feel before I go to sleep and then while I'm sleeping. So I highly recommend that. And then I diffuse like lavender, just those like relaxed type blends like peace and calming and other things. But that would be a really good thing to have when you're pregnant because sleep is hard enough. Speaking of sleep, get yourself a pregnancy pillow. So this thing is huge. It is like one of the, I wouldn't say it's a C shape. It's like this. So it's got a longer center, but then it C's at the top and bottom. I feel like it's kind of a given that you need one of these, but this one was $40 on Amazon. I've gotten a new one each time that have been pregnant just because they do get kind of flattened out and gross. This one does have a removable cover so you can wash it, which I haven't done yet. But it just really, really helps with supporting your belly while you're sleeping once you get large. And then I feel like it just helps me stay asleep because I'm like cuddled with it, and there's other benefits too. Once you have the baby, it makes nursing really easy at night if you want to use it, like swing it around and use it as like a boppy pillow for support for newborns, because newborns need a little bit more support when they nurse. I just feel like it's one of those purchases that like, yeah, it sucks to drop like 40 bucks on something that you're just going to use during pregnancy, but you don't just use it during pregnancy. So keep that in mind. Highly recommend. Also, you're going to want to get yourself a water bottle that you love. This is the Simple Modern brand. I get this on Amazon. I think I got this one at Meijer actually, but my other one, it's like a pink one, it's the 22 ounce. I got that on Amazon, but I like the straw lid. This is the 32 ounce. So I try to fill this 3 times a day. Sometimes I succeed and sometimes I fail. But I will say that I am also going to be linking the one I'm about to order on Amazon, and it's a really big one that like times you. So it gives you like by 9 a.m. you need to be drinking this much, by 11 a.m. like it kind of helps you stay on track and more accountable with your water intake, because I struggle with low fluid in pregnancy and I had a questionable pee sample at my last doctor's appointment. I'll link that video here, but they said I had like probably a mild UTI and then I just need to be drinking more fluids, and I was like, yeah, I know, I'm guilty, like it's really bad. So I'm going to be getting a larger water bottle that's going to like, I only have to drink 1 a day and I just need to stay on track with drinking it. So now I'm going to talk about body aches. Everybody struggles with pregnancy symptoms differently, but I personally get sciatic pain kind of nearing the end of the 2nd trimester. It just hit last week. So it hit when I was like 24 weeks. So that makes sense for me. But I have been surviving on ice packs. So these, I bought them in like a pack of 3. There's like a small one, medium one, and a large one, and then it comes with a strap that you can like hook to your back or, you know, wherever you're icing. But you just fill it with ice. It's the perfect temperature. You know how if you do it in a Ziploc bag, you have to like wrap it in a towel because it's like too cold. This keeps it at that perfect temperature that does not hurt your skin. And then you just dump out the water when it's melted and let it air dry, and then you're good to go time and time again. So these were a really good investment and not expensive at all. So I'll link those as well. Along the lines of muscle and body aches, get yourself a roller. This is a bead roller. I've also heard really good things about foam rollers. I just don't have one yet for like lower back and butt, like sciatic massage. This is amazing. You can't do it on yourself. I mean, you kind of can, but not really. I can do it on my hip by myself, but not my back. And then also, these are really good for labor too. So if you purchase this for pregnancy, you can also use it for labor, like pain management. It's like it's really hard to tell, but there's a ball that rolls around and it's hard, and it's a really good for like rolling out muscles. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. So I use it on my sciatic, and I just like keep things loose that way. This is kind of a topic of its own. And again, 3rd time mom here. This is going to be my 3rd vaginal birth. So my pelvic floor is in an interesting spot this time around. I will say I struggled a little bit more with Ezra, my 2nd son, during his pregnancy with bladder incontinency. That's what I'm going to call it. So this is just, okay, this isn't your average like cutesy, like you need this, you need this, you need this. It's like, no, your body's about to go through like a really interesting season, and sometimes things get a little gross. So again, not everyone experiences these things, but I have experienced major increase in discharge and also some bladder leakage. So like I will pee, wipe, think I'm done, and then I'll stand up and then like just a little bit more comes out, and it's just like a dot in my underwear, and it's like not like I'm peeing my pants. Some people struggle with that, so you're not weird if that's happening. Some people have like will just wet themselves in the night, and like they lose all control of their bladder, and this stuff does happen to a lot of normal people. I would not say that mine is at that level. I just have noticed like it's almost like my uterus is like pinching off my bladder or something when I sit, and then when I stand up, it like releases it and I can't control it. So God bless Poise Pads. These pads are amazing because they're not just like your average panty liner. It's a little bit thicker. You still can't see it. You can get thin ones too, but they block, like they do a better job of absorbing odor. So I remember when I started having that issue with Ezra, I was like, oh my gosh, like everything just stinks like pee, and I'm not even like peeing large amounts or anything, like even in my panty liner, like it was just like I have to change this thing every time I go pee because it's gross. But these Poise liners are amazing because they block that smell, and so they absorb it. They don't block it, they just absorb it better. So I always get the long ones, and in like the light, there's like extra light, light, medium, heavy. I think those are what they call them. But yeah, if you're struggling with that, like get yourself some of these, because it really has helped just my self-consciousness about it. And I also know that it's just a season, it will go away, and it's just part of this. I carry my babies really low, and I think that's part of why I struggle with this. But like I said, this time around has not been near as bad as what it was with Ezra, but I have used these a few times. Real talk. Gross. It's just life though. Ooh, okay, so this is another thing I kind of forgot to mention with talking about nausea, but just gum. Always have a piece of gum around. So if you're struggling with like that taste in your mouth, or like the mouth watering right before you like feel like you're gonna throw up, stick a piece of gum in your mouth. Sometimes it can completely take the nausea away. I personally like the Extra brand in peppermint. I feel like it holds its flavor longer, and I just like peppermint a lot. Have I mentioned I like peppermint? Speaking of peppermint, let's talk about my tea addiction. So a lot of people when they're pregnant, they like to cut caffeine. I am not one of those people. I still drink coffee at this point, but I will cut it when I'm nursing. I have these really amazing containers that hold all my teas. Amazon, again, linked below. So I have like 2 of them, and they just like sit in my cabinet stacked. But the ones I use most in pregnancy would be my peppermint, my lemon and ginger, my chamomile, and oh, this is really good postpartum, the mother's milk. I also, these ones have nothing to do with pregnancy, but they just taste really good, so I'm gonna talk about them. Trader Joe's has this one called Red Refresh, and it's so amazing. I think I like it because it does have peppermint in it, but it's hibiscus, lemongrass, peppermint, orange peel, and wild cherry bark, and it's very flavorful. And then this is my all-time favorite tea, Bengal Spice. It's like cinnamony, clovey, like, it tastes like fall in a cup, but it's like, it's naturally sweet, and I don't really know how. I don't trust it, but it's amazing, and I think I'm gonna make myself a cup of it when I'm done with this. But yeah, teas are really helpful when you're pregnant if you are trying to cut caffeine, and in general there's just a lot of health benefits with tea. Last but not least, my clothing category. This is something that I don't prioritize as much as other people, and let me tell you why. Pregnancy lasts anywhere from 38 to 42 weeks on an average person. I am not going to purchase a whole new wardrobe for that short amount of time, despite having 3 pregnancies so far. I also like to purchase clothing that will fit me during pregnancy and in my postpartum stage. So like a lot of stuff like this. You see me in a lot of stuff like this where it's just like loose and gives me lots of space to nurse at some point. Oh, I just lost you. To nurse at some point. Yeah, so I purchase more like accessory type things rather than like an entire new wardrobe. So let me share with you those essentials that I believe are just amazingly necessary. A good robe. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. I live in my PJs basically, or at least it feels like I live in my PJs. I got this one on Amazon, I believe, but it's just like your good staple robe. Another little tip with robes, get 3/4 length sleeves, because you're always doing dishes, your hands are always wet. You don't want to be like rolling up your sleeves and then them falling down. Like there's nothing worse. So 3/4 length sleeve robe, something that you can wear in the winter and in the spring. So this one is like kind of a waffle knit, but it's not thick and it's not too thin. So I love this one. Next thing, some people can get away without maternity pants. Honestly, this time around, I could have been one of those people had I not already owned them. I have not bought any new ones, but I will say I live in leggings now. So like these are really not that necessary, but I have worn them. I'm going to turn them right side out because someone sucks at doing laundry and doesn't always do that. Okay. I personally like the full band, the full panel ones, because I like the support they give my stomach, and I feel like they just smooth me out, round me out, and just overall make me feel better about myself. Now I am like what you would consider plus sized. I hate that word. I have curves. So I think that I like the full panel because I feel like it's necessary to kind of like support my stomach and like round it out. If you are a small person and have like the really tight cute bump, you probably won't need these. You would probably get away with like the lower band one, or just like, I've heard really good things about those May bands, or like a rubber, like those, one of those things that you can actually wear your regular jeans with, and it just like, it connects the waist part of your regular jeans. I'm not one of those people that can do that, but I will link some below just in case you want to look at them. Ouch, my legs are falling asleep. So with maternity pants, I find it necessary to have one pair of just like good staple jeans. I like mine distressed, so mine have like cute holes in the knees. And then one pair of like, again, these are not right side out. They're like kind of a gray black wash jean. So I like just to have 2 pairs, and then I just kind of rotate them. And I also don't really wear jeans that often. The next necessary clothing item would be maternity leggings. Now these ones are like a crop one, like they're like not full length, but I really do like the band on it. Pretty sure these are from Target. Yes, these are from Target. However, I think I got them like years ago, so I don't know if they still have them there. But oh my gosh, Chelsea, get your laundry game together. I love the band because it covers the whole belly up top, but then in the back it is lower. So I like these because I don't sweat in them, because I can get really hot when I'm pregnant and just in general, and when something's covering my whole back, like multiple layers, it can get a lot. So I really like the back looks like this. So it kind of like comes up around your belly and then comes down in the back. Love them. If I can find them, I will link them. Okay, now this is kind of like under the clothing. I don't have one with me, but I live in these like, they're just like sports bras from Walmart, and I love them because I feel like from, okay, you can probably tell I'm in a sports bra, but I feel like from a distance, it supports me enough to like not be like, oh, that girl looks saggy. I mean, just enough. Like, I mean, it definitely is like not like my boobs aren't where they should be, but, or like should be, but it's comfortable and I don't feel like restricted. And they're really awesome for nursing once I'm at that point. I have like 3 of them and I just rotate them. Then if I'm wearing a dress, my thighs like to just rub together and cause all sorts of mayhem. So I purchased, with Ezra's pregnancy, these like Spanx type, they're like biker shorts that go underneath dresses. So this comes all the way up over my bump, and then it separates, you know, there's my legs, so then it like keeps my thighs from rubbing together and then also rounds out my bump and supports my belly. So I really like these. I want to say I got them at Kohl's. Yeah, they're the Jockey brand. I bet I could find these on Amazon, so I'll link those as well. And then when it comes to belly support, which can help with back pain and just keeping the pelvic floor healthy, I finally purchased a belly support band. This is something I just started using, but it velcros. It comes underneath the belly. Mine's already like belly shaped. And then you just tighten it as far as you want, as tight as you want to go, without obviously restricting too much because you don't want to hurt the baby. It just like kind of keeps the belly up instead of like just hanging out wherever it wants to. That helps with back pain, sciatic pain, pelvic floor pain, like pubic bone pain, all of it. So recommend that as well. I'm going to link that on Amazon because I just purchased it and I really like this brand. As far as like other clothing, I really just like, well, I have a summer pregnancy this time. I've been pregnant in the summer every time that I've been pregnant. I just like a lot of flowy dresses, form-fitting dresses, like I wear like kimonos and cardigans over. I feel like a staple for me would just be like cover-ups, like a lot of cardigan type, like sweaters, like real lightweight, breezy things. And then I wear a form-fitted shirt with like jeans or leggings or something. Like that's like my staple look. It's just super comfortable for me. I have like sensory issues with clothes. Like if I wear things that aren't comfortable, it makes me crazy, especially with other young kids around. So you'll find me in pretty simple wardrobes. Like I don't do a lot of like extra layers, or like I cannot wear scarves. I can't wear a ton of like jewelry. Yeah, and then just like lots of comfy pants. The ones I'm wearing right now are amazing. They're from Target. They're just like a sweat, like they're a lounge pant material. They're super wide-legged, and then they're a low band, but they're just loose, and so they sit below my bump and super comfortable. I also forgot to mention when talking about my belly bands, I also wear these black ones that like wrap the whole way around, and they just are also pretty comfortable. They're breathable too, so I don't get super hot in them, but I do like these as well, just to kind of support everything and make me feel a little bit like less heavy. The last thing I want to talk about are the apps that I'm using that I think are essential for pregnancy, just to kind of like keep track of where you're at and different symptoms that other people may be experiencing. So I personally love to watch other YouTube videos and see where other moms are at. And it's also really handy to use baby apps. The two that I use are Ovia and Babycenter. And I talk through every single week's update, like on the app, in my pregnancy updates. So check out that on our channel if you are interested in seeing my updates. Like I said, third time mom. I don't know, maybe this isn't minimalistic, but these are just things I had around my house that I feel like I use more when I'm pregnant. I use them in general, but I use them more when I'm pregnant. And so I figured this video would be helpful for someone out there. If you liked this video, make sure you hit that like button. Comment below if you are also pregnant. Let me know how far you are, how you're feeling, how you're doing. My biggest goal with doing YouTube is just to create a community of people that love on each other and support each other through life's journeys, because life is hard. And I think our world is shifting to a more open culture where like we talk more about the struggles, and I just want to foster that here on my channel. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification to get notified every time we post. I try to post about twice a week, and I just hope to see that number keep going up and up as we get more consistent and we get our bearings. That is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. We are so appreciative of every view and every subscriber that we have. I hope that you found value in this video, and we will see you here in the next video.